was the town that made America famous. The church is full and the kids all gone to hell. 6 traffic lights and 7 cops, and all the streets kept clean. The supermarket and the drugstore and the bars all doing well. Now they were the folks that made America famous. The local fire department stocked with short-haired volunteers. And on Saturday night, while America boozes, the fire department showed dirty movies. The lawyer and the grocer seeing their dreams come to life on the movie screens, while the plumber hopes that it won't be seen as he tries to hide his fears, and he wipes away his tears. But something's burning somewhere. Does anybody care? Now we were the kids that made America famous. We were the kind of kids that long since drove our parents to despair. Lazy long hairs dropping out, lost, confused and copping out, convinced our futures were in doubt and trying not to care. We lived in the house that made America famous. It was a rundown slum, the shame of all the decent folks in town. We hippies and some welfare cases, crowded families of cold black faces, cramped inside some cracked old boards, the best that we all could afford, but still too fine for the rich landlord to ever tear it down. So we could hear the sound of something burning somewhere. Is anybody there? We all live the life that made America famous. Our cops would make point shadows around our town, and we loved children, put a swastika on the bright red firehouse door. America the beautiful, it makes a body proud. And then came the night that made America famous. Was it carelessness or someone's sick idea of a joke in the tinderbox trap that we hippies lived in? Someone struck a spark. At first I thought that I was dreaming, then I saw the first flames gleaming and heard the sound of children screaming coming through the smoke. And something's burning somewhere. Does anybody care? It was the fire that made America famous. The sirens wailed and the firemen stumbled sleepy from their homes. And when the plumber yelled, "Come on, let's go," they saw what was burning and said, "Take it slow, let them sweat a little, they'll never know. And besides, we just cleaned the chrome." Said the plumber, "Then I'm going alone." Well, he rolled on up in the fire truck and raised the ladder to the ledge, where me and my girl and a couple of kids were clinging like bats to the edge. We staggered to salvation, collapsed on the street, and I never thought that a fat man's face would ever look so sweet. shook his hand in the scene that made America famous. And he smiled from the heart that made America great. We spent the rest of that night in the home of this man we'd never known before. It's funny when you get that close, it's kinda hard to hate. I went to sleep with the hope that made America famous. I had the kind of a dream that maybe they're still trying to teach in school, of the America that made America famous, and of the people who just might understand that how together, yes, we can create a country better than the one we have made of this land. We have the choice to make each man who dares to dream, reaching out his hand, a prophet or just a crazy goddamn dreamer of a fool. Yes, a goddamn fool. And something's burning somewhere. Does anybody care? Is anybody there? Is anybody there? Yeah! You are there! These story songs of mine get me in a lot of trouble. First of all, I seem to have a congenital inability to tell a story in under 5 minutes. And the average AM radio station likes to play a single about 3 minutes long. And also, the average single is bought by a pre- or post-pubescent American female between 10 and 15. And I have a lot of trouble writing up to that audience. Every once in a while, one of my songs, however, seems to sneak onto the radio. This next one was, well, it was on the charts for about 15 minutes. And it impressed me until I realized that although it's about a guy who's 45, well, he was going on 15. Hello, honey, it's me. What did you think when you heard me back on the radio? What did the kids say when they knew it was their long-lost daddy? Oh, remember how we listened to the radio, and I said, that's the place to be. And how I got the job as an FM jock the day you married me. It was 2 kids and I was into AM rock, but I just had to run around. It's been 8 years since I left you, babe. Let me tell you about what's gone down. I am the morning DJ at WOLD, playing all the hits for you, wherever you may be. The bright good morning voice, who's heard but never seen. Oh, feeling all 45, going on 15. The drinking I did on my last big gig, it made my voice go low. They said that they liked the young sound when they let me go. So I drifted on down to Tulsa, Oklahoma to do me a late night talk show. Now I work my way down home again near the Boise, Idaho. That's how this business goes. I am the morning DJ at WOLD. The bright good morning voice, who's heard but never seen. I'm feeling all of 45, going on 15. I'm making extra money doing high school sock hops. I'm the big time guest MC. You should hear me talking to the little children and listen what they say to me. There's a spot on the top of my head, just begging for a new toupee. And there's a tire around my gut from sitting on my, but it's never gonna go away. Sometimes I get this crazy dream that I just take off in my car. But you can travel on 10,000 miles, still stay where you are. I've been thinking that I should stop this jockeying and start that record store. Maybe I could settle down if you take me back once more. Okay, honey, I see. I guess he's better than me. Sure, old girl, I understand. You don't have to worry, I'm such a happy man. W-O-L-D 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 I am the morning DJ at W-O-L-D. Playing all the hits for you, wherever you may be. The bright good morning voice, who's heard but never seen. I'm feeling all of 45, going on 15. I am the morning DJ at W-O-L-D.
Well, you guys are doing great.
Soundstage can...
Some groups have lead guitarists who are sex symbols. This... Some groups aren't that lucky. We, sadly enough, I've just found out we fall into the second category. But I'd like you to meet the passionate redhead himself, Mr. Ronald Hot Licks Palmer. When you put this aggregation or congregation together, you get some kinds of weird songs. This next one is the one that I couldn't have written without everybody in this group, and it's about a singer from Dayton, Ohio, whose name is Mr. Tanner. Mr. Tanner was a cleaner from a town in the Midwest, and of all the cleaning shops around, he'd made his the best. But he also was a baritone who sang while hanging clothes. He practiced scales while pressing tails and sang at local shows. His friends and neighbors praised the voice that poured out from his throat. They said that he should use his gift instead of cleaning coats. But music was his life, it was not his livelihood, and it made him feel so happy, and it made him feel so good, and he sang from his heart, and he sang from his soul. He did not know how well he sang, it just made him whole. His friends kept working on him to try music out full time. A big debut and rave reviews, a great career to climb. Finally they got to him, he would take the fling. A concert agent in New York agreed to have him sing. And there were plane tickets, phone calls, money spent to rent the hall. It took most of his savings, but he gladly used them all. Music was his life, it was not his livelihood. And it made him feel so happy, and it made him feel so good. And he sang from his heart, and he sang from his soul. He did not know how well he sang, it just made him whole. The evening came, he took the stage, his face set in a smile. And in the half-filled hall, the critics sat, watching on the aisle. The concert was a blur to him, spatters of applause. He did not know how well he sang, he only heard the flaws. But the critics were concise, it only took 4 lines, and no one could accuse them of being overkind. Mr. Martin Tanner, baritone of Dayton, Ohio, made his town hall debut last night. He came well prepared, but unfortunately his presentation was not up to contemporary professional standards. His voice lacks the range of tonal color necessary to make it consistently interesting. Full-time consideration of another endeavor might be in order. He came home to Dayton and was questioned by his friends, but he smiled and just said nothing, and he never sang again. Excepting very late at night when the shop was dark and closed. He sang softly to himself as he sorted through the clothes. Music was his life, it was not his livelihood, and it made him feel so happy, and it made him feel so good, and he sang from his heart, and he sang from his soul, and he did not know how well he sang, it just made him whole. John Wallace. You guys are outrageous. Thank you. Like to do a song about another kind of a musician. This one's dedicated to all the bad guitar players in America. Are you ready? Smoke it, get into that thing.
Feel it, come on. Hump, hump, cold sweat, feel it.
Find a beat in there, you're better than I am. Oh, the very day I purchased it, I christened my guitar as my monophonic symphony, 6-string orchestra. In my room I'd practice late and they'd leave me alone. My mother said, you're nothing yet to make the folks right home. Oh, I'd play it all the talent nights, I'd finish, they'd applaud. Some called it muffled laughter, I just figured they were odd. So I went up for an encore, but they screamed they'd had enough. Maybe I just need a group to help me do my stuff. And so I dream a bass will join me and fill the bottom in. And maybe now some lead guitar so it will not sound so thin. I need some drums to set the beat and help me keep in time. And way back in the distance, some strings would sound so fine. And we'd all play together like fine musicians should. And it would sound like music, and the music would sound good. But in real life I'm stuck with that same old formula. Me and my monophonic symphony, 6-string. It's my solo. Orchestra.
Do it, fingers.
Eat your heart out, Eric Clapton. Oh, I write love songs for my favorite girl and sing them soft and slow. But before I get to finish, she says she has to go. She's nice and says, excuse me, I've got to find a bar. I think I need refreshment, for I hear you play guitar. Oh, I sent a demo tape I made to the record companies. 2 came back address unknown, 1 came back COD. Of course I get form letters, all saying pleasant things, like suggesting I should find a trade where I would not have to sing. And so I dream a bass will join me and fill the bottom in. And maybe now some lead guitar so it would not sound so thin. I need some drums to set the beat and help me keep in time. And way back in the distance, some strings would sound so fine. I need all the help I can get, and we'd all play together like fine musicians should. And it would sound like music, and the music would sound good. But in real life, I'm stuck with that same old formula. Me and my monophonic symphony, 6-string. It's my solo. Orchestra! Well, all right. Thank you. You may wonder why I've come up here, what I'm doing up here. Well, frankly, I've long wanted to try something like this. This is my magical moment.
Don't get a splinter in your behind.
No, they got padded floor here, John. We're in good shape. I've got a song that, well, I'm not going to play the guitar to, and it's a song that I'm going to try to play harmonica to, actually. It's about an 1830 incident that I'd like you to sort of put yourself in the mood for. The Great Plains States. A young guy, our ages, standing at a watering hole beside a railroad track, which is the local railroad depot. And he's looking down the track at a column of smoke that's rising straight up at the horizon. And below that column of smoke is a tiny railroad train that's gradually growing larger. And on that train is only one single passenger. Mail order Annie, come to find her husband. I did not think it could be you, but you're the only one that got off the train. You must be my wife, Miss Annie Halsey. Yes, yes, I guess I am your husband. Hello, I'm Harry Crane. Mail order Annie, never mind you crying. It is a sweet rain in my empty life. Mail order Annie, can't you see I'm trying to tell you that I'm glad you're here. You who are the woman who's come to be my wife. No, you're not as pretty as I dreamed you'd be. But then I'm not no handsome fancy Dan. And out here looks really not important. No, no. It's what's inside a woman when she's up against the land. Mail order Annie, never mind you crying. It is a sweet rain in my empty life. Mail order Annie, can't you see I'm trying to tell you that I'm glad you're here. You who are the woman who's come to be my wife. You know it's not no easy life you're entering. The winter wind comes whistling through the cracks there in the sod. You know you'll never have too many neighbors. There's you, girl, and there's me, and there's God. You know I'm just a dirt man from the North Dakota plains. You're one girl from the city who's been thrown out on her own. And I'm standing here not sure of what to say to you, except in mail order Annie, let's you and me go home. Mail order Annie, never mind you crying. It is a sweet rain in my empty life. Mail order Annie, can't you see I'm trying to tell you that I'm glad you're here. You who are the woman who's come to be my wife.
Soundstage continues in a moment.
Hinsdale Camera, 49 South Washington in Hinsdale, Illinois, now wants to invite you to their newly remodeled sound rooms. Amplifiers, receivers, speakers, turntables, and tape decks from all over the world line the walls. And with a flick of a switch, you can mix and match components until you find one exactly to your taste and budget. The warm, friendly atmosphere means that you'll enjoy buying your new sound system from Hinsdale Camera as much as you will listening to it when you get it at home and turn it on. Equipment like the all-new Sony tape decks. And with a name like Sony, you know you have the best tape deck available. All new features like the ferrite and ferrite heads, which give you 5 times the head life of other type heads. Dual capstan drive and servo-controlled motors assure you of smooth operation and constant speed. And with Sony, you get a full 2-year warranty on your tape deck, whether it's reel-to-reel or a very impressive cassette deck. Another very important feature at Hinsdale Camera is the full warranty service on all Sony equipment. Hinsdale Camera does full warranty service on what they sell. So if you're in the market for a new stereo or quad system, take a little drive out to Hinsdale Camera in Hinsdale, Illinois. It may not be as close as your neighborhood supermarket-style hi-fi shop, but you'll save money and get immediate service on any system you purchase. So come in today and look around at Hinsdale Camera at 49 South Washington in Hinsdale, Illinois. That's 49 South Washington, Hinsdale, Illinois.
BBM FM and Channel 11 presents Soundstage.
You guys are making this absolutely painless. While the guys are retuning up, I thought maybe we could talk about a couple things. Has anybody got any thoughts or questions or comments?
Are all your songs about real people or people that you've known?
All my songs are emotionally true, if not literally true. I believe that what I owe to my songs is that I understand the subject I'm talking about, but not that it literally happened to me. Now, I've never gone on top of a tower and shot 37 people, but I think I understand. I think I understand that kind of frustration. We people, even somewhat in the center of the society, feel, for example, feel a lack of effect, and you can imagine how the people in the fringes feel. So, I mean, that's an example. Taxi's about 60% true. And so I use realities I know about to set me going, and then I try to make the song true to itself. A good song is like a well-brought-up child. It has its own personality. It's got reflections of the parent, but hopefully it's got enough personality and of its own that it can survive in the world on its own. So I don't try to, once I write a song, I don't try to impinge my own realities to it. Hopefully it can be bigger than me and let other people in, so I try to have it have its own shape.
You smile when you're sleeping.
There's an implication to that question.
You seem so extremely happy with what you're doing. I mean, all the time.
Well, I think that the ideal thing that a man finds is a career where the work is not always a pleasure, but he enjoys. There's a line in Greyhound, it's got to be the going, not the getting there, that's good. And if you don't, my theory was originally to find a career that I was willing to be bad at for a while, because you can't always count on everything going to the top. And if I can say with a certain amount of honesty that I've written about 200 or 300 really horrible songs. It took 10 years of wading through those and that learning experience before anybody started paying attention to me. But I enjoyed it, and I've always been willing to stick my neck out and make an ass of myself, and I've done it about 1,000,000 times, and I'm sure I'll do another 1,000,000. But the thing that you learn in life, strangely enough, is that if you're not willing to take all those little risks of making a fool of yourself as you go along, you're taking the biggest risk of all, and that is at age 70 or 60 or whatever, that you haven't tried all the things that you want to try. And so you're taking the risk of not having a full life. And so, yeah, I try to smile.
Thank you.
When you're composing a song, do you feel as emotional as you do when you perform them?
Writing, like anything else, is a very, very practical task. You've got a certain amount of notes, and you've got a certain amount of words, and you start trying to see how it works. It's like, you know, cooking a souffle, building a brick wall, and you try it out. And so hopefully you do get involved in whatever you do, be it building a brick wall or cooking a souffle, but at the same time, you hopefully, what a professional or a craftsman is somebody who can bring all his faculties to the problem at hand, and I try to do that. Now, when I'm performing, that is the second part of the story. The first thing is to write it, and the second part is to bring all your faculties to the performing. Now, I love to despite some of the things I said about being on the road, I love the moment of standing in front of an audience and trying out something that you've created from whatever your skills are and getting a reaction. And I love that dialogue. It's a magical time for me. You know, some of this talk has got me itching to play a particular sort of applies to what we're talking about. And would you like to hear a little more music? I was talking about my family earlier, and I think one of the most important things for any creator is to have some people around him that give him an accurate reflection of what he's doing. Being a superstar, which thank God I'm not, tends to make it, I would guess, tough, because nobody can come up to you and say, hey, that song stinks. I have some people around me that not only will give me criticism, but come up with very strong ideas, and the most important one in my life is my wife, who really came up with the basic concept and many of the key lines of this song. As Stravinsky once said, great artists steal, bad artists borrow. I'm desperately trying to be a great artist, so I stole this from my wife. It's called Cats in the Cradle, and it's about my boy Josh. And frankly, the song scares me to death. My child arrived just the other day. He came through the world in the usual way, but there were planes to catch and bills to pay. He learned to walk while I was away, and he was talking before I knew it, and as it grew, he'd say, I'm gonna be like you, Dad. You know I'm gonna be like you. And the cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon, little boy blue and the man on the moon. When you're coming home, Dad, I don't know when, but we'll get together then. We're gonna have a good time then. My son turned 10 just the other day. He said, thanks for the ball, Dad, come on, let's play. Can you teach me to throw? I said, not today, I got a lot to do. He said, that's okay, and he walked away, but his smile never dimmed. It said, I'm gonna be like him, yeah. You know I'm gonna be like him. And the cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon, little boy blue and the man on the moon. When you're coming home, Dad, I don't know when, we'll get together then. We're gonna have a good time then. Well, he came from college just the other day, so much like a man I just had to say, son, I'm proud of you, can you sit for a while? He shook his head and he said with a smile, what I'd really like, Dad, is to borrow the car keys. See you later, can I have them please? And the cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon, little boy blue and the man on the moon. When you're coming home, son, I don't know when, but we'll get together then, Dad. We're gonna have a good time then. Oh. Well, I've long since retired, my son's moved away. I called him up just the other day. I said, I'd like to see you if you don't mind. He said, I'd love to, Dad, if I can find the time. You see, my new job's a hassle and the kids have the flu, but it's sure nice talking to you, Dad. It's been sure nice talking to you. And as I hung up the phone, it occurred to me, he'd grown up just like me. My boy was just like me. And the cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon, little boy blue and the man on the moon. When you're coming home, son, I don't know when, but we'll get together then, Dad. You know we'll have a good time then. It was raining hard in Frisco.
I needed one more fare to make my night. A lady up ahead waved to flag me down. She got in at the lights. Oh, where you going to, my lady blue? It's a shame you ruined your gown in the rain. She just looked out the window. She said 16 Parkside Lane. Something about her was familiar. I could swear I've seen her face before. But she said, I'm sure you're mistaken. And she didn't say anything more. It took a while, but she looked in the mirror. Then she glanced at the license for my name. A smile seemed to come to her slowly. It was a sad smile, just the same. And she said, how are you, Harry? I said, how are you, Sue? Through the too many miles and the too little smiles, I still remember you. It was somewhere in a fairy tale. I used to take her home in my car. We learned about love in the back of a Dodge. The lesson hadn't gone too far. You see, she was gonna be an actress, and I was gonna learn to fly. She took off to find the footlights. I took off to find the sky. To drive a princess blind. There's a wild man, the wizard is hiding in me, illuminating my mind. I've got something inside me, but it's not what my life's about. 'Cause I've been letting my outside tide me over till my time runs out. Not much more for us to talk about. Whatever we had once was gone. So I turned my cab into the driveway, past the gate and the fine trim lawns. And she said, we must get together, but I knew it'd never be arranged. Then she handed me $20 for a $2.50 fare. She said, Harry, keep the change. Well, another man might have been angry, and another man might have been hurt, but another man never would have let her go. I stashed the bill in my shirt, and she walked It's strange how you never know. We'd both gotten what we'd asked for such a long, long time ago. You see, she was gonna be an actress, and I was gonna learn to fly it. She took off to find the footlights, I took off for the sky. And here she's acting happy inside her handsome home. And me, I'm flying in my taxi, taking tips, getting stoned. I go flying so high when I'm stoned.
Here's a song that I could probably talk about for 2 weeks, but I'm not going to burden you, and hopefully the story and the words will tell it the way it should be.
It is an early Monday morning. The sun is becoming bright on the land. No one is watching as he comes a-walking. 2 bulky suitcases hang from his hands. He heads towards the tower that stands in the campus. He goes through the door, starts up the stairs. The sound of his footsteps, the sound of his breathing, the sound of the silence, but no one was there. I did not really know him, he was kind of strange. Always sort of sat down, he never seemed to change. He reached the catwalk, he put down his burden. The 4-sided clock began to chime. 7 a.m., the day is beginning. There's so much to do, so little time. He looks at the city where no one had known him. He looks at the sky where no one looks down. He looks at his life and what it had shown him. He looks for his shadow, it cannot be found. He was such a moody child, very hard to touch. Even as a baby, he never smiled too much. No, 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 no. You bug me, she said. You're ugly, she said. Please hurt me, I said. But she just sat there with the same flat stare that she says to me alone when I'm home. When I'm home, take me home. He laid out the rifles and loaded the shotgun, stacked up the cartridges along the wall. He knew he would need them for his conversation. If it went as a plan, then he might use them all. He said, listen, you people, I've got a question. you won't pay attention, but I'll ask anyhow. I've found a way that will force you to answer. Been waiting to ask you to now. Right now, am I am the lover who's never been kissed. Am I am a fighter who's not made a fist. Am I, if I am alive, then there's so much I've missed. How do I know I exist? Are you listening to me? Are you listening to me? Am I? The first words he spoke took the town by surprise. One got Mrs. Gibbons above her right eye. It blew her through the window, wedged her against the door. Reality born from her face, staining the floor. He was trying to creep me, sort of a dunce. I met him at the corner bar, but I only dated the poor boy once, that's all. Just once, that was all. Bill Whedon was questioned as he stepped from his car. Tom Scott ran across the street, but he never got that far. Police were there in minutes, they set up barricades, but he spoke right on over them in a half-mile circle in the dumbstruck city. His pointed questions were sprayed. He knocked over Danny Tyson as he ran towards the noise, and just about then the answer started coming, sweet, sweet joy. Button in the clock face, winding off the walls, reaching up to where he sat there answering calls. 37 people got his message so far. Yes, he was reaching them right where they are. They set up an assault team. They asked for volunteers. They had to go and get him. That much is clear. And the word spread about him on the radios and TV. The appropriately overtones they asked, who can it be? He was a very dull boy, very taciturn, not much of a joiner. He did not want to learn. No, 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 no. They're coming to get me. They don't want to let me stay in the bright light too long. It's getting under now. It's going to be soon now. But oh, what a wonderful song. Mama, won't you nurse me? Rain me down the sweet milk of your kindness. Mama, it's getting worse for me. Won't you please make me warm and mindless? Mama, yes, you have cursed me. I never will forgive you for your blindness. I hate you. The wires are all humming for me, and I can hear them coming for me. So they'll be here, but there's nothing to fear. Not anymore, though they blasted the door. And As the captain dropped the gas, he shouted, "Oh, gas!" They could hear him laughing as they started up the stairs. They stormed out on the catwalk, blinking at the sun, with their final fusillade. His answer had come. Am I? There is no way that you can hide me. Am I? Though you have put your fire inside me. Am I? You've given me my answer. Can't you see? I was.
I'm not shy. I'd love to sing another one. Hey, thanks for making this painless. It's really been fun. This is a one-to-one song, and so I thought I'd sit here, one, and sing it to each one. I was thrown on the cobblestones, tossed at her feet, and my fool's mouth was filled with the dust from the street. An out-of-work court jester with no place to go, and no need to speak, for she seemed to know. Oh, she sings her songs without words, songs that sailors and blind men and beggars have heard. She knows more of love than the poets can say, and her eyes offer something that won't go away. This mad mocking town and its dishonored guest disappeared in the colors that danced on her dress. She led me to safety in a forest of green, and showed these stale eyes some sights never seen. Oh, she sings her songs without words, songs that sailors and blind men and beggars have heard. She knows more of love than the poets can say, and her eyes offer something that won't go away. No, they won't go away. She spins magic in moonlight in the meadows and streams, and seeks deep inside me and touches my dreams. The morning comes smiling and I laugh with no sound, and snuggle in silence in the sweet peace I found. Oh, she sings her songs without words, songs that sailors and blind men and beggars have heard. She knows more of love than the poets can say, and her eyes offer something that won't go away. No, they won't go away. Don't go away. Thank you very much.
Production funding provided by public television stations, the Ford Foundation, and the Corporation for Public Broadcasting. BBM-FM received over 800 requests from the 10 on-air mentions for this week's 3 Soundstage tapings at Channel 11. If you sent in but didn't get passes, we hope you'll understand that the response was much larger than we expected. On the air next week from Channel 11 and BBM FM, The Pointer Sisters.
Pointer Sisters.
People, you know we can make it work. We all know we can make it if we try. Right, God, tonight. We can make it, y'all. Oh, yeah, we can make it, y'all. If we only try. Yeah, we can make it, y'all. Sometimes it's hard. Sometimes it's gonna be hard. Sometimes it's hard. Lord, so we can make it, y'all.
WBBM FM, Chicago. All music.
So you are a star. Okay. Nobody knows you like I do. And you will go far. Okay. Nobody knows you like I do. You got to let only me. You got to feel only me. Nobody knows you. Nobody shows you the way that I do. So you are a star. They say nobody knows you like I do. And you play the part. Okay. Nobody knows you like I do. You got to love only me. You got to feel only me. 'Cause nobody knows you. Nobody shows you the way that I do. Thinking about my tomorrow, and then I cry. There's no one here to shed a tear for me. So you are a star. Oh yeah. Nobody knows you like I do. And you know you are okay. Nobody knows you like I do. You got to let only me. You got to feel only me. Nobody knows you. Nobody shows you the way. Nobody knows you this way.
FM 96 and Jim Clooney back here on a Tuesday night in Chicago. I know you enjoyed tonight's Soundstage with Harry Chapin. It was just a beautiful hour all the way through. I hope you were with us from the beginning. Next week, it's the Pointer Sisters, and on January 21st, it'll be this lady, Bonnie Raitt.
You say you're all alone, with visions all your own. The things you feel, nobody feels the same. But you know me, you know what I've been through, and everything that touches me, and everything that touches me, everything that touches me, touches you. Friends along the road may lighten up your load by saying what they think you really want to hear. But I'll only tell you what I feel is true, and everything that touches me, everything that touches me, and everything that touches me, touches you. Share, 'cause I can't take you there unless I know a part of what you're thinking. Care, 'cause it's only fair. Darling, can't you feel my heart is breaking? My heart is everything that touches me, everything that touches me, everything that touches me, touches you. Everything that touches me, everything that touches me, everything that touches me, touches you. Everything that touches me, everything that touches me, everything that I can do.
The song and the voice belong to Severin Brown.
If waking should find you lonely and needing me close by, I'm sorry this letter won't spare your pain. It doesn't do much for mine.
The new improved Severin Brown.
Tell me when you're gonna let me get to you.
Music specially brewed through a mellowing process and brought to perfection. Try the new improved Severin Brown on Motown Records and Tapes. You'll like what you hear.
He's appearing at the Amazing Grace Coffee House in Evanston from Thursday, December 5th through Monday, December 9th.
How do you tell him all the things you feel that make you love him? A present just for him to become a part of all of his tomorrows. Real jewelry for every day. What more can a present say?
Leibold & Company, for over 75 years, offering you the choicest in diamonds, watches, wedding and engagement rings, gems, gold and pearls. At Leibold, you'll find a gift that's a perfect expression of your affection and of yourself, in jewelry of fine craftsmanship and lasting value. Liebolt and Company in Chicago, at State and Washington, and in Old Orchard, River Oaks, Oak Brook, and in Milwaukee. Liebolt.
Real jewelry for every day from Liebolt.
When you can cover your feet in style and comfort at half the price, you'd better move fast. And at I. Miller Shoes in the Woodfield Shopping Center, the sale is on at prices reduced to 1/2 off. You'll find styles by David Evans, Christian Dior, Jordan, Nina, Palizio, and Amalfi, just to mention a few. And remember, these are not seconds or closeouts, but fine footwear representative of the fashion-conscious I. Miller name. That's I. Miller Shoes on the upper level overlooking the Grand Mall in the Woodfield Shopping Center, a member of Wedding Bells.
Chicago weather, cloudy and continued cold for the remainder of the evening. Temperatures are going to get down to 25, and it's currently 31 at BBM FM.
No one can take your place with me, and time has proven that I'm right. There's no place I'd rather be than at your place for the night. No time can pass your side unseen. No moment steals away unfound. The lifetime lived in such a dream floats like a feather to the ground. And for the first time I've been seeing the things I've never noticed without you. And for the first time I'm discovering the things I used to treasure about you. The birds like leaves on winter wood sing hopeful songs on dismal days. They've learned to live life as they should. They are at peace with nature's ways. You are as natural as the night, and all that springs from you is good. And the children born beneath your light are like the birds on winter wood. And for the first time I've been seeing the things I'd never noticed without you.